Sandra.
Happy Easter, Isaac and Sangha.
Thank you.
Isaac, I would wish to just be in the oneness or light, because it's possible that my mother will pass over in the next days, and I have to leave a little earlier today to go to the home and to see if I have to inform my brothers and sisters. And I can see that even so, I'm happy for her because she really wants to go or to leave the body. It's like, yeah, some turmoil going on in the system. And it's also awareness there that actually it's a lot of turmoil going on, not just in this system, but also everywhere.
Yeah.
But I think it would be good just to be.
For sure. Let's just rest together.
Yeah, exactly.
And whatever turmoil is there, it's welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Nothing to solve, nothing to understand, nothing to fix.
Mm-hmm.
Just a gentle noticing.
Mm-hmm.
And very gently noticing where, if there is any resistance, and welcome that too. It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't have to change it, just a gentle noticing. And something relaxes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good to hear that there is nothing to do, because and there were so many thoughts coming in. I have to inform my brothers and sisters, and then the funeral.
Is your mom still conscious?
I guess so. It's that is why I go to see her, because yesterday when I called her, I was really shocked, and she was lullen. She couldn't speak anymore clearly.
Okay. Yeah.
But they told me afterwards that it was going better and no reason to come. And so I can see that something is also that, just not to know how she really is. It's this.
Yeah. I'm just taking a moment, just to rest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see there was a pattern, wanting to do it right and to react right.
Yeah. And just tuning into what you call your mom, that expression of totality, just at this moment, just in a sense, holding her in your heart, just letting her know all is well. Just tuning in, is there anything left that you want to say to her, or maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Just tuning in and see. And if there is, you can just in your heart and in your mind just speak it to her.
Mm.
Whatever it is. There's no right or wrong. It's just checking in. If there's anything left, just now's the opportunity. I mean,
Yeah. It's good to check in. It's this thing actually that were just patterns, because I mean, she did not have really nice parents. My mom was quite a difficult character, I could say.
yeah.
But but it was good when you said turn in and see what you want to tell her, because it's when there is this seeing of it's not her, but just
Patterns playing.
then something is
Widening.
Yeah. And
I get it. Yeah, there might be difficulty with the patterns, and at the same time, there's a recognition that the nature is that awareness, and so
yeah, I mean, the nature is love. I can see that behind all that, actually, she always just wanted to laugh, but the way how it came out was sometimes a little bit strange.
For most of us, etc.
Yeah, it's true.
As long as there's any patterns playing, it comes out in a funny way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's good to laugh about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's our humanness, in a way.
Yeah. I can see how there is a level that always had or wants to be strong and resisting something really soft touching.
Oh, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So deep vulnerability opening up.
Mhm. Yes. And there is a thought coming now. I have taken so much time now. I should give time for others.
You know, just as a thought, you're welcome to take as much time as you like. It's not, this is the timeless, you know, and you're just resting, you know. Mm-hmm. It's a privilege to get to spend time when there's these big transitions. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, from my experience, there's a huge range of how people respond to when a parent passes. Some people are really sad, and others, it's, I could say, there's a little shock that happens, but it's not huge. It's just like recognizing this passage in life, you know. However your system responds, it's okay. There's such a wide range. There's no right way that it has to be. Mm-hmm. Just notice how your system does it. That's all.
Yeah.
You know, she, on a practical level, she's gotten her all the stuff in order.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, she was very good on this, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, that makes it easier.
Yeah, that makes it much easier. What doesn't make it easy is that our family is not at peace with each other. Let's call it like this. And
yeah.
It's like I'm like the only one who has contact to all my brothers and sisters and who gets still along with all of them. So I will be the one to somehow, I don't know, try to bring them together, or maybe not. I have no idea.
Or maybe not. You know, it's like, see what wants to happen without putting any pressure on yourself, if possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like yeah, a lot of times, especially if there's inheritance and stuff, patterns play really in strange ways. So it's not uncommon. Just
yeah, I know. My mother, my dad was also already leaving 5 years ago, but with him it was different. My father is such a loving character, and with him I was so much at peace when he was leaving, because there was a feeling of, we did we did everything so well with him, you know, and with my mom, because everything is so, yeah, but just.
Yeah. It's beautiful that you can see that the unconscious patterns playing in your mom was not your mom, and that somehow it wasn't her journey to resolve them. You know, that, so.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not understandable, but then there is a lot which is not understandable in this system too. So, yeah. Oh God. Yeah. But I can see there are layers and layers of thinking I have to take care for, which is resolving.
Beautiful, and beautiful to see that, and just to inquire, is that true? Yeah. It's okay just to be gently present and stay true to what you love the most.
Wow, it's such an old pattern of having to take care. It's a very young organization, and it feels like, oh, thanks God, it's like a ton just leaving, and it's so beautiful to feel the heart so vulnerable. And I can see that is actually how to meet what looks like my mother and my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And of course also this here. Yeah, thank you so much, Isaac. I feel how this start to really release again. It was like being like this in the system. And
yeah, really happy that you taken this moment to resource and to inquire. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yes, and thank you so much to you and to the Sangha. And I will have to leave a little earlier today. But
Yeah.
thank you all.
If you could just keep me in the loop, if you will, just by email, however you feel good. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I will.
Yeah.
So thank you all. That was wow. Sweetheart.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Svana.
Hi.
Hi, Sana.
Something was touched.
Is that your artwork behind you there on the wall?
Yes, I'm visiting a friend.
Oh.
Mm.
But it's that's artwork that you've done, or your friend's artwork?
No, he just put it together. He didn't paint it.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh. What are you noticing, if anything?
Like it wants to open. And yeah, there are a lot of tears came, but I'm not sure why. It also felt pleasant and vulnerable, sweet.
Yeah.
And maybe a little confusion. Who is who am I? It wants to open, but it's not the old love. Passions.
Can you tell me what's already open? If you can relate to that question.
Touch something, and I'm it's the womb that I sense under the belly.
Yeah, that's open, or that's wants to open.
I think maybe both.
Okay.
I can't say what's happening there.
No worries.
And I also sense the heart.
Yeah. I love that you move like that. That's feels like it. It's a lovely way of resourcing.
Do you sense anything?
I'm sure I sense something, but I'm not sure. If you could describe how your system is meeting mine in this moment. I know it's a weird way to talk, yours and mine and all that stuff, but yeah.
Feels like it's vibrating.
Yeah. Feel safe.
Yes, there's joy in it.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. You don't have to do anything for that, right? It just is. In this resting, where do you end and I begin? Yeah, it's just a flow of information. I mean, it's hard to say where anything is.
Mm.
Beautiful, Sana.
Thank you.
Daniel, welcome. So on the bottom left of your screen is a little red button, and that unmutes you.
Isaac,
Yes.
happy to meet and just sit with you.
Yeah, welcome.
Hmm.
Just meeting the moment as the beloved, huh?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's always so, it's so interesting how life is playing in its different flavors.
Yeah.
And I could feel yesterday that I was really like, I felt tired and my solar plexus was kind of out of juice somehow, because I spent some weeks with a friend of mine, and it was not very healthy patterns playing. And when I felt into it yesterday, like, okay, I feel tired and like shit, but where is this feeling coming from? And it's everything. When I go to the source, it's always the I. So where is the thought about this coming from? So, and it's like, so it's so basic. And on the other hand, it's just like, I feel that consciousness is also giving me these opportunities to learn to care for myself as well. So it's like this.
And that's, you know, that's such a subtle inquiry, you know, what does caring for myself actually mean? You know, so yes, there's many layers of that. One is, yes, when I recognize there's patterns playing that there's, you know, no need to be in them anymore. There's the taking care of, okay, then I'm not available for that. But there's, you know, in a way, noticing where we're not victims of any patterns. So somebody's unmuted. If you guys could just check your that you are muted, the other participants. But like I'm curious, you know, like when a pattern, when there's a noticing of a pattern, and then notice something in this system automatically or unconsciously responds to it. There can, you know, there can be an inquiry of, it's like, what is it that likes or doesn't like, or what is it that projects it as a victim of a pattern? You know, it's like, so there's a pattern play, and some, from a certain perspective, it doesn't matter at all. Not if, you know, it's like, if I'm watching a movie and I'm watching an actor playing a part of, you know, like a character that somebody wrote about that's really not a very nice character, and I watch the movie, it's like I'm aware it's an actor playing, you know, it's like, so I can see, wow, that's really a horrible role, you know, you could say like that, but
yeah, sometimes it feels just like I need some experiences to learn to navigate on a different level,
different way,
and then at some point say, okay, I understood something for me. Bless you, Bezos.
For sure. That's beautiful.
So many cars around here, sorry. Thank you, Isaac.
Yeah. You know, I was just reflecting today with Micah, you know, like in our play together, however you want to call it, the number of times when we noticed a pattern playing that was not beautiful. It was playing in a way that was uncomfortable for both of us. We often, you know, we would say goodbye, not to each other, but to the pattern. It's like, you know, it's like we're taking a time out from that pattern, but we're not taking a time out from each other. And it was so beautiful to make that distinction. It's like, you could say, okay, we're saying goodbye. But we're not saying goodbye to each other. We're just saying goodbye to participating in that pattern.
If both people have the capacity to do that, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful, yeah. 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 Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you.
Vedanta.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi.
Hi. There was already a touch when it was with Sandra this morning, and it comes into what also was spoken. It's something comes up with a friend I had here. You know, the friend with 40 years past, and when I got in autumn the diagnosis again that something happened in my body, I looked what is not okay in my life, and I felt I was very not happy in the contact with this friend. And I said again, please, it's not good to have contact anymore. And
That's
it felt
so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was always a slight question, is this okay? You know, because there was a trying to bring it together, but it was a trying in the patterns actually, and it was not possible at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I felt often like almost vomiting, you know, when we came in contact.
Yeah, I get it.
In this, I feel good to speak about it just because there was just being touched, the pain in the heart, you know. I don't know even what it is. It's or just to speak, yeah. But when Sandra and you was seeing that is always, it's just patterns, you know, that was just such a relief, even when the patterns are going so, it reminds me to the time with COVID, you know, when friends not can speak anymore. And with my friend, it was because a new dynamic with a new partner, I could not, there so much difference in the interests, in the behavior, in any, yeah, so I can feel it's okay that I choose this way. Yes. Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, to use a funny analogy, you know, there's there's expressions of life that we call a person that have that are organized in a way that when a touch happens in them, they're physically violent. And they can't help it. And so then, like if someone finds themselves in a circumstance like that, the person, usually the pattern is the person then, I'm so sorry, look, it'll never, I love you, please don't. And so maybe you tried it a few times, but after you've been punched a number of times, you go, no, I'm not participating anymore. I'm not putting myself into that dynamic anymore. So you step out. But there are other dynamics that are as equally painful as someone punching you.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Just
Yeah,
verbal and
or
oh my God.
energetic, or just
or energetic.
Someone doesn't see you or doesn't feel you, or projects something on. In a way, it's so that capacity to take care is fantastic.
Yes.
But then there's also, the possibility of like Aikido. Someone comes to punch you and you learn how to use the energy to bring them to peace.
Yeah.
So there's no right way or there's no wrong way. It's just like we're learning. But that first step of okay, yes, look, this is so healthy to be able to say no. Yeah. Not to you, to the pattern.
Yes, to the pattern. And what was my mistake in the whole thing in between was I wanted to be already somewhere, I wanted to like the Aikido person, but it was too much for this system. I couldn't actually, yes.
That's beautiful to recognize. It's so beautiful to recognize what's possible, like, if you like you see these surfers going into these massive waves, if you don't have that expertise, it's death if you go in there, so it's important to recognize what we're capable of and what we're not capable of.
Yes.
And it can be different at different moments during the day,
Yes, even this, that it can change every moment. Yes. Yes, thank you. This was just to speak
it's such a beautiful learning, and at some point to be able to say no to a pattern. It's not you, it's no to this pattern it's playing. And
yes. Yeah. Thank you, Isaac. Yes.
Just beautiful. Satyam.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Satyam.
There's a wish, kind of a yearning to be more deep in this. I can sense that this is like there's no depth to this, but still there's a thought that says you can go more deep in this.
I understand that wish, Satyam, and the story I tell often, because it was so meaningful to me, one time, in a meeting with Papaji, suddenly, like, there was just this depth and love and beauty flowing, and suddenly he kind of shook himself and carried on as if nothing had happened. And I was invited to his house for lunch, and I was the only one that day at his table. And I said, "That was so beautiful, Popji." And he said, "Don't talk about it. I'll go back into it." And I said, "But isn't that what this is about, to be permanently established in that?" And he said to me, "In the depths of the ocean, it's very quiet. On the surface, it's wavy. And if you have a preference for the depth rather than the surface, then you're on the shore." And it just struck me so deeply, because, you know, there's that wishing for the depths, but there's such a wisdom in recognizing that you're the ocean, that everything, it's all welcome. The waves, the depths, you're the ocean, and you know, all of it.
Yeah.
So including that wish for that to go to be deeper. But that wish to go deeper is a wave on the surface of the ocean, and it is the ocean itself. So
Yeah. The last meeting, when the system was being reigned with this peace and bliss, I remember this story which you have told.
yeah,
And at that moment there was that tiny bit of seeing that this is also a thought arising in this.
yeah.
It was that slight, I would not say totally, but there was that little was there that okay, this is a trick, another coming from wanting to be here or wherever. Yeah.
And just to recognize that all of it is appearing in you already. All of it.
So in one way of saying it, that in the midst of everything, this is always there.
Yeah.
No matter what mood,
No matter what,
what patterns are playing.
Yeah. Nothing to change, nothing to fix, nothing to get rid of, no one to do it. Those are just waves in the ocean. Yeah.
Yeah, there is that knowingness, but still there is still that slipping into getting something, and in spite of that, you know. Yeah, it's clearly sensed that this is untouched. I cannot say where I sense it, but
There's a knowing, there's a deep knowing.
There's a knowing that this is totally, there's nothing to do with anything. It doesn't want anything. It's not awake.
Exactly.
It's no freedom for this. There's absolutely, it's just yeah. At the moment, on a bodily level, it's coming again. Last year, it showed very strongly that there's just my whole right side of my back is totally frozen, and I can go into it and find out and all this stuff. But yeah, and there's an idea that probably all pain will go away, and
you know, what I notice There's some maybe pains that seem to stick around, but I've sat with so many people over the years that they came with the question, but what about extreme physical pain? I say, okay, let's check together. And we sit and rest for a little bit, and I say, okay, how's the pain now? They say, oh, it's less. So how did that happen? What happened? We didn't do anything. Suddenly the pain is less. So, yeah. Or it's gone. I mean, that's what's so strange, you know. It's just like.
Well, nothing more to really say. Thank you.
Oh. I'm not sure which name to call you, but
Woo!
I'll call you nameless.
Yeah. Parvati, you can call me Parvati. Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Parvati.
All the time I've been listening or listening to you and the other ones here, I just had so many insights. And at the moment I'm reading Deb Dana's book, Befriending Your Nervous System, it's called. And just becoming aware of the different responses within me. A couple of days ago, we got quite a shocking news. Yes, we got some shocking news that sort of stirred up a lot of things within me. And I just realized that there are like two different responses at the same time. So one is like collapsing, like mobilization, and one is like this hyper vigilance or hyper tension, arousal, like this.
Yeah.
And it's like and it's resulting in a freeze, you know, like a freeze, like something is tightening within me. And I just sat here while you were talking and just realizing how these two responses have been there my whole life, sort of fighting, like, and in a stressful situation, or in like an abruption of the natural flow, there is some kind of news that sort of results in an abruption, and then there are these two responses, like at the same time, like collapse and stress at the same time, ready to fight or flight. And then I just realized that I've been trying my whole life to handle things from these two responses, which never worked. And I can just feel like in that realization that there is like this relaxation. Just
when I look at you, I can see there's a deep recognition of something that's beautiful.
Yeah, it feels like, as at the same time, I feel like these two responses are more active, and at the same time I feel there is a bottom to carry it, kind of. But I feel like there is like deep stress coming up, like like I can feel it in my whole body, and especially below the belly button, like in that area. It's like yeah.
You know, when we touch old information that's trauma-based, even though our rational mind can see that there's no real existential threat, our nervous system responds as if we're going to die.
Yes, yeah.
So of course that's stressful, you know, it's like, but the way you're speaking it is because it's an untangling, it's a beautiful,
exactly,
deep seeing, and there's a lot of releasing in my body going on as you just talking through it. So it's healthy, it's beautiful. Yeah.
It feels like, you know, almost like this fizzy water. Do you say fizzy water? Like this sparkling, you know, in my body, and like this.
Yeah, beautiful. And it's good. It's beautiful to let your body move like that.
Yeah.
Just because it's spontaneous. It's how it. Yeah.
I just feel like it's such a misunderstanding. Like
deep, a lot of
it didn't work. It's like just like what? I have this memory of a trauma connected to cleaning up my room. My dad got very angry with me because I started playing with the stuff I was supposed to clean up or clear up. And I can see that it's affected my whole life, that I go into either collapse or like stress about cleaning. And then I felt like, whoa, I've been trying to handle this from these two my whole life. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, there's less some kind of relief happening now. And it never worked. Yeah.
Beautiful. I love those sounds. They're beautiful.
Yeah. And I felt so like trying to control cleaning up, trying to force myself, which actually resulted in more of this collapse.
Yeah.
Like those two standing on each side of a fence, like this hyper arousal screaming like, "Ah, I should, if I get more powerful, then I can overpower this one." And then this is sort of growing at the same time. And then it's like really big tension, really big freeze within, and just resulting in doing nothing, you know? Oh, and I don't have to give any of these the responsibility in my life, you know? It's just my realization right now that neither of these can do the job.
Yeah.
And that they don't have to do the job. I can be aware
Exactly.
of both
Exactly.
and let this just expand, you know, these are just like to expand the awareness. That's why, yeah, I just, oh, yeah. Oh, there's so much going on in my body. Like, and I'm also realizing sort of that this neutral state or this calm state, this state of ease, is sort of something that I myself and a lot of spiritual people have sort of tried to copy by going into this collapse, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, like feeling like this, like not moving,
Yeah.
just sitting is like
Yeah.
way to try to
Just-
copy something that's
Just a little mistake, that's all.
yeah. Exactly. It's like yeah. I just I love doing this.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. It's so fun to be present to it and feel it with you. It's
I'm
just
going
a
to
delight.
it's just I feel like I should, you know, oh now I'm calm down and be serious. No, like, yeah, I'm just so thankful for this this disruption happening. I just feel like it's all those, you know, when something comes in and sort of it disrupt.
Yeah.
So disrupt the flow of things or where you think you're going, and something comes in and just turns everything upside down. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, and it's sort of all these responses within. Oh, I just feel grateful for those disruptions right now, because
Fantastic.
it's always an opportunity or a gift just to enter a bigger perspective or deeper base or a deeper bottom, kind of. And as I said, that is like things are sort of calming down within me, like yeah. Oh. Thank you so much.
Ah, Mathis.
Hey, Isaac.
Mathis.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey.
Good to see you again.
Yes.
And everyone.
Which country are you in now?
Back in Germany right now,
Okay.
but going to Greece next week.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, looking at some land.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Which part of Greece?
It's not so far from Athens,
Okay.
but fully nature, just close to the sea.
Yeah, there's some beautiful spots in Greece.
Mhm. Yeah, and after 2 years living in a van, I'm a bit fed up with that lifestyle. And here, being in the city, it's a weird thing. It's brings up a tendency to do something, but there's nothing that attracts me. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, it's beautiful to recognize that pattern that wants to do, and also to see that there's no movement to to move,
yeah,
except where your energy is moving. It's just towards grace and excitement. So
yeah. And especially last few days, there's so much space in here. It's just so beautiful just to sit, just to move slowly around and enjoy. I love this cool breeze that's coming through this body while we sit together. What
it's so amazing. Like, for many of us, whenever there's been uncomfortable sensations or dis-ease, not being at ease, our attention goes right to it and gets sucked in. And then the capacity of, okay, discomfort comes, it can be there, and nothing has to do anything about it. Doesn't mean anything, but it just, it's just this resting as awareness, noticing that those different waves come, so to speak, but not engaging. Not, doesn't mean a thing.
But it seems to me that the awareness has to be there in the moment that kind of movement happens.
Yeah, something has matured in you, as far as I can see. It's just not going with those movements. Like I remember, maybe that's a false memory, but yeah.
No,
Something
it's
is
totally like that. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
I mean, it still happens, of course, but
No, of course, but it's
yeah.
cool, my man.
Yeah. Thank you, Isaac.
Thanks, Matisse.
Mhm.
Gaia.
Hi.
Hey.
Hmm. Hmm. Resting, I said, is the most profound I learned from you, I think. Yeah. Today there will be my travel with the ferry to mainland Spain. And already for 2 days, something, yesterday evening, I was sitting there sweating hands and feet. And I said to my girlfriend, I don't know what's got, but I think it must be a travel fever or something. Everything is okay, actually, and it's booked, and we have a place, and we have a place when we arrive there and everything. But something seems to go on in my system that creates a kind of stress, or when leaving some place where it was beautiful or whatever. And
Yeah,
then,
you know, I notice, I mean, I don't know how it is for other people, but for me, since this whole story happened that we've been through the last couple of years. Travel is not as straightforward as it has been, you know. Suddenly it's like, because there's so many things going on, it's just like, you know, when you're in one place, you can kind of just, you're there, and then you're moving someplace new, and it's, yeah, just, I feel it just with, you know, I've got a couple of journeys traveled, planned this year, and I can feel it in my system. It's like, oh, you know, not like it has been in the past.
Yeah. It's amazing. And yeah, we don't know actually what happens. It was always like this.
We always like this, yeah.
Like that so strongly.
Yeah.
And today a friend was wishing me, oh, I wish you a lot of adventure. And I said, oh no, please, I most like it soft and easy and so much adventure. Yeah, and then just not move with it, because the mind thinks it has to do something, and just rest. What a gift. And yesterday somebody asked me, are you still afraid of death? And I said, oh, I don't know, actually. Right now, not. I don't even know what it means.
And you know, the question is this: are you? It's like it's
Still.
yeah.
Still.
Yes. What are you talking about, me?
Yeah, and I could say then, yeah, look, I observed the being together with Biene and her passing away. And I could see the body does what it does. Yeah, it fights till the last breath. Somehow it wants to survive. It's programmed like that. But then it ends. And nothing happens. It's also, people ask me, do you miss Biene? And I said, sometimes when thoughts are happening, some kind of grief is coming or missing, but most of the time it's just,
Yeah.
she is me, I'm her. And also when Sandra was speaking about passing from her mother, I was thinking on my mother. And I wonder how your mother also passed away some years ago.
Yeah.
But I don't feel any loss. I don't miss her or anything. How is it for you?
No. Last night, a close friend who actually used to live with us for maybe a year passed, and it's like she's so present in a certain way. I mean, I feel her journey as she's, but it's yes, nothing in me. Just that there's love. It's
Oh, yeah, that's yeah.
yeah.
Thank you for having your attention.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Where is she? Aye. I don't hear you, and yet you're muted. I don't know what.
I was out. It's okay.
Now I hear you. Now I hear you.
It just came to my mind the translation in Finnish for Happy Easter. It's such a funny language. Do you want to hear?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Hauska Persiasta. So the language. Okay. Yeah. Isaac, friends ask me, do you only come to the retreat in Germany? Only this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me too. Mm.
And I have a feeling maybe this and next year are the last retreats, because as far as I
have
can
the
see.
same feeling, Isaac, the same.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
like
farewell to something like this.
Yeah, and it's,
Yeah.
you know, the world is going through such changes, and it looks like, I mean, we'll be journeying through whatever's coming for a little while, and but it's intuitively, that's how I feel. It's like, okay.
And our age. I mean, I feel my age.
Yeah.
We are the
Yeah.
same age.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want to fly anymore and things like this, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. And I have to fly from Finland. I mean. Yeah. So that's the how to, in German it's Vergänglichkeit. What is it? Vergänglichkeit. It goes by. Of life, of body.
Yeah, life. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So say goodbye is also some piece of this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. Sandra with her mother today, and yeah. And nothing. And here and now. And overflowing love. Wow, wow, wow. Hmm. Hmm.
Anya. Anya. Hi, Anya.
Hello, Isaac. Everything that's being spoken opens up and touches, and wow. Yeah, and this issue of travel fears.
I wouldn't call it fear. It's just
No.
more like, it's like
Fever, what the guy
yeah,
said. There's I know there's an old trauma in the system, according to this, because when we left South Africa, when I was teenage, we had to do it secretly, and so it was like we were like refugees. So we left. I couldn't tell anybody. I couldn't say goodbye, and it all happened within 2 weeks. I was torn out of a beautiful life into a tiny flat in Germany, hating everything, and so I was traumatized. The system, and it's sitting that even we're speaking about the retreat, I haven't signed in because, and I'm quite clear, it's totally the right thing to come and meet you and be in Jonathan, and everything goes there inside of me, and there's such a resistance just because of I don't even have to travel so far. I'm in Freiburg, so it's like 4 or 5 hours, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's like, especially because of these times in these last 2-3 years, it's not because it's more insecure than before, because I feel more stable than before. For me, it's even better now. It's just like a very subjective experience that used to freak me out much more than nowadays. But what makes it a bit difficult is that because of the situation, I haven't moved almost from just, it's almost a trip to go to another town, or it's like the system has become so used to not doing big movements in my case.
Yeah.
And that is almost like, I call it a bit like hospitalization, you know, it's like the system. For the system, sometimes it's big because I live a bit outside of town just to go into town. So now the system is kind of, wow, should I really like sign in, spend, you know, like what happens if I get ill and I can't go, or what happens if I have to go and I don't want to? It's like so much resistance.
You know, in my 20s, I lived way out in the country in New Zealand. My closest neighbor was a hermit. It was like, you know, way out in the bush. And the nearest town was a one-horse town where the horse had died years ago. And, you know, there was a small supermarket and a post office, basically. And every once in a while, you know, we drive into town to go and do a little bit of shopping. And just coming into this little town where there was just like the reflection of light of motor cars and stuff. Like we'd forget what we went to town for and just head back to the hills again. It's like it was, you know, you get so
exactly
used to such quiet. It's just like,
I know that so well. I just go on my bike and I'm just going the same track and straight back. It's like, but then I've been starting to train a little bit on purpose, you know, like to say, okay, let's go to a different part here around, do something totally different. And because I can see that it's very good. It brings me so much back into life to jump into a new situation.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But traveling is an old issue, as I say. It's like there is always a trauma energy around it for me. I would love to have no changes at all in my life. Something likes to just have it always. And I'm such an adventurer, actually, as a personality, you know, like the system loves adventures, always been like that. Been traveling the world, but with that freeze inside, you know. And now it's like, I hope there's still places free in the retreat. I hope there's still places available.
There are still places, and you know, the beauty is, it's just like, you know, you just see, it's like being so gentle with all those movements that maybe we would have jumped over in the past, and just see and honoring each little movement and being
I'm
gentle
really,
with it.
yeah, I have so much kind of warm love for whatever's going on. This compassion, that's really and it's also like this laughter also, you know, like I'm kind of smiling at me thinking, oh, if I do camping, then I'm kind of scared to be doing camping. And if I go into a big bedroom, I'm scared to be amongst too many people, overload again, I'm too sensitive. And, you know, it's like, it's I know all these pieces inside of me. It's not just mindfuck. It's really, it's sitting in and to appreciate, I mean, to see it and to just allow her to be there while I'm going to sign in and come and be, and just like there's such, yeah, it's amazing actually what it is all every moment, and knowing that the moment is fresh anyway, you know, it's not like we never know. I might be coming and having none of these sensations, maybe just free.
Exactly.
I don't even know.
Exactly. We don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. And with the retreat, it's also like, there's also like a little trauma energy hanging around, because also when I was in Australia, it was so nice in Kyogo, the retreat. Afterwards, actually coming back to Byron Bay, I wasn't able to cross the street alone. I was like so in this vast space of Kyogo, the parrots, the people, nothing, and it took me a few weeks to actually sort of be able to function, and that's something that also sort of scared the system, really, is almost in a traumatic way. So it's like going to a retreat. It's like, how am I going to manage to come back again, you know, leave this and then come back? It's again like a huge, oh my God. Okay, well, I just wanted to share it. It frees me to share this. Not like kind of relaxed in just, oh, beautiful retreat. To me, I wish it wasn't happening, because I could then at least I wouldn't have this pull and the resistance. It's like not wanting life to happen, rather die, because it's just too much at once. So anyway, it's so nice to speak it out in this Sangha in the right address somehow, and not leave it locked inside. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, sweetheart. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Esther.
Would love to sit.
Was it Ava or Bas? Or... Ah, cool. Thanks, Ava. Thanks, beloveds. Ciao.